Let's come to this now. Enyobeni tavern owners Siyakhangela and Vuyokazi Ndevu are back in the East London Magistrate's Court this morning. The couple is on trial on charges of contravening liquor laws by selling alcohol to minors. 21 young people died due to suffocation at the tavern last year. And eNCA's Ronald Masinda is tracking the story for us this morning, joining us just to find out exactly how court is going this morning. And Ronald, good morning to you, colleague. What's expected in court this morning?
Well, good morning, Tumelo. The moment of truth has almost arrived for the many families who tragically lost their loved ones at Enyobeni tavern almost 10 months ago. But it is also important to just run through some of the sequences of events that took place since that tragic day on the 26th of June last year. That was where hundreds, if not at least a couple of thousand of young people were out to celebrate the end of exams of mid-year in June, and that was a time where they were all going out to Enyobeni tavern. There were reports that there was an advertised or an advert of an event taking place there, so they flocked there, and tragically in the early hours of that morning 21 lives were lost, and the initial reports suggested that they may have died from a stampede. The reports were rife at the time that some of the people guarding the place may have sprayed pepper spray, and this could have led to panic for those who were there. But there were also reports of initial or preliminary reports about methanol found in the blood of some of the victims. But finally, the Eastern Cape Health Department saying that the cause of death was indeed suffocation, but many families still don't believe this was the case, including Siyakhangela and Ndevu, the co-owner of Enyobeni tavern. He believes, when I spoke to him exclusively about a month ago, that there could have been a substance poured inside the drinks of those who had died. And of course, the sequence of events, we saw Minister Bekitele also coming in, those sad images of seeing the minister crying following the tragic deaths, and visiting the mortuary where some of the bodies had lied. And also the funeral was attended by President Cyril Ramaphosa, who made a lot of comments with regards to how South Africa has lost potential leaders of the future. But today is day one of the trial. We are expecting the accused to also be arriving here, but also the complainants, the Eastern Cape Liquor Board, is also here present. We are expecting the court case to begin any moment from now.
Yeah, and absolutely, Ronald. On that issue around the liquor board being present, it did bring into question why that advert did come out in the first place, that the young children, they were underage, most of them, while they're even celebrating in a tavern. Why would the tavern owners open up their gates to selling alcohol to minors? Suppose that also being the bone of contention to say, why did the owners even sell that alcohol to begin with, let alone something potentially being placed into their drinks? And I suppose that's also some of the answers we're hoping to get this morning.
Yes, indeed. And of course, the following months after those deaths, there were blame games. Some blaming parents. How could they even allow children to go to a tavern, with the youngest being at the tender age of 13? Others blaming the liquor board, because when we visited this story months ago, many were saying that they were complaining about this particular place, Enyobeni tavern, where they seemingly allowed the young people to go out and celebrate. The owners who are here at the moment, I am looking at them behind me, they were adamant that there was something more sinister behind this. Mr. Ndevu was saying to me, Tumelo, about a month ago, that he felt that there were tavern owners in the area who were jealous of his success because it was a place that was well attended. He believes that he's not guilty when I last spoke to him, because he would never allow children under the drinking age to be allowed at his establishment. Of course, liquor authorities were also questioned as to how they allowed to provide a license for the tavern owners, given that that property was probably not conducive to sell alcohol, given where it was situated. The Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality also blamed for the issue of zoning. And so too were police blamed, Tumelo, during that time, where residents were telling me that they used to complain to police about the noise, about the rowdy behavior and the scenes that used to take place here at Enyobeni Tavern. So we are about to start, Tumelo. I am going to be throwing to you for now.
All right, thank you so much, colleague, for that context and breakdown of not only what is expected in court this morning, but also just conversations that have been ongoing around this story from the family's perspective, needing closure and justice, all the way, of course, to the likes of the liquor board, laying a complaint, community members trying to understand why young minors, of course, were sold alcohol to. But at the end of the day, the two suspects, the Ndevus, having to answer to the magistrate's court this morning. We'll be sure to get back to Ronald Masinda as soon as there are other developments, especially any latest news coming from court this morning out.